It's life lessons with a holistic approach. Welcome to Life Lessons with Leo.
Hi loves, and welcome back to Life Lessons with Leo. I'm Leo. I feel so silly every time I say that, but I'm back to you in a different format than what I normally do. I wanted to become a little bit more personal, but I'm going to try to post in this format more often than just recording me doing the cards. So I thought that this is more, I feel like this gets more in touch with people and what is going on with them and connecting more with the readings than just having you look at a desk with cards in my hands every week. So let's go ahead and start like we normally do. For this format, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to draw one card from a tarot deck and one card from an oracle deck. So for today we're going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot and the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck. So let me go ahead and shuffle and get one card out. So how has everybody been doing? How have you been? I know I haven't posted a video lately. I have been posting mostly on my Instagram. If you don't know what that is, I will post that information in the description box, but I think it's Life Lessons with Leo, and you can look that up on Instagram. And I've just been posting my readings there. We've been traveling, so it's been a little bit easier for me to post there and comment back and reply. So go ahead and check me out there. This is a little bit different when we're just recording my hands and shuffling the cards. But I'm trying to become more comfortable doing this so that I can become more comfortable with you all and have a deeper experience so that you all have a more authentic experience as well. I think it's important to move past my own fears of judgment and worrying if I'm going to say the right thing or whatever, and move past those egoic problems. So let's go ahead and draw. So from the tarot, we've got the Mother of Swords or the Queen of Swords. And from the Oracle deck, we've got the Bat. Alright, so this is the fun part for me. How do these two things, how can we see them and regard the life lesson in our own lives? So when we look at the Mother of Swords and we think about the owl, we think about wisdom. When we think about swords, we think about action. So when I start thinking about the Mother of Swords, I start thinking about what motherly actions are we taking in our day-to-day lives. When I think about the Bat, it's the same thing. That it feels very similar with the owl with wisdom, but you know, bats are blind, but somehow they're able to navigate through the darkness. And so how are you able to navigate through the darkness in your own life? So let's go back to the Mother of Swords and going back to what motherly actions we're taking in our own lives to take care of ourselves. I know that I will say in my own life, when it comes to taking care of myself, sometimes I do a shit job of it. I struggle with mental health issues that come from past traumas, from things that I'm still dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And when we think about a child and we think about trauma, we think about a mother stepping in and protecting a child from any harm that comes in the world. Now, when we become an adult, fortunately and unfortunately, we have to learn how to navigate those things. We have to learn to navigate that darkness on our own, like the bat. We have to learn how to see in the darkness of our own lives. And I find that it's very difficult as an adult sometimes to do that. I feel like my ego kicks in, and a lot of personal fears come up, a lot of personal blame comes up as to, you know, if I would have done A, then B would have resulted. And a mother would never blame her child for the actions that that child takes. Instead, the mother would find a way to show a child that the actions that they take or took were the best actions that that child could have taken in that circumstance, and show the child how they navigated with the best tools that they had at that time. And I think when we're navigating through our own darkness and we're being our own mother, that we have to be able to say that to ourselves, that you've done the best that you can, or the best that you could with the tools that you had. I think when we start thinking about the blame game, you start thinking about accountability. And if we're able to blame a circumstance, if we're able to blame a person, even if we're able to really blame ourselves in a way that we shouldn't, it takes away and it disempowers us from being accountable. And I say that even in the worst circumstances, because in some way, shape, or form, I still have to be accountable even for the worst things that have happened to me. Even if I was the victim, even if there was nothing else that I really could have done, in some way I need to be accountable, because I do want my power back. I feel like when we're not accountable, or when we can't find ourselves accountable in a circumstance, and we lay ourselves as a victim at the feet of a circumstance, then we give up our ability to stand up and walk out of that situation with ourselves intact. And going back to the bat and navigating through the darkness of our circumstances, navigating through the dark night of the soul, you do have to have some level of accountability. So these two go hand in hand. A mother helps her child to develop a sense of accountability without blaming themselves for their circumstance or for their situation. And as we become adults and we mature, we become able to be like a bat and navigate through the darkness of our circumstances and be unafraid. So that is today's life lesson. I hope that went as smoothly as it did in my head. Thank you all for joining me, and Like I said, I'm going to be doing this more often, more me to you, more connecting, and I hope that this helps you all as much as it helps me, because I don't just do these videos and talk about these life lessons just to help others. I do it as a way to, as a form of self-therapy as well. So thank you all for joining me. I love you all. I hope that you've had a great week. I've missed you all. I've missed doing this. And like I said, join me over on my Instagram, and I will be doing a little bit there to segue here, and kind of like I've done here to segue there. So thank you all, and remember today's lesson, the Mother of Swords, us being a mother to the young child within, and the Bat Oracle card, navigating through the darkness, navigating in situations that we are blind in, and finding a light in situations that we may very well be afraid. Alright, I love you all, and have a great week, and hopefully I will be back here sooner rather than later. Alright, bye!
It's life lessons with a holistic approach. Welcome to Life Lessons with Leo.